patterns and isometries are fundamental concept in geometry that involves transformation of shapes while preserving their size and shape. So let's explore these concepts and various types of pattern in detail. Isometries of the plane. So isometries are transformations that preserves the distances and angles, maintaining the overall shape and size of a geometric object. So in the plane, there are four common isometries, which includes number one, translation. So translation moves every point of a figure the same distance in a specified direction. So, example is that moving a shape horizontally or vertically without changing its orientation. So, here the example is a square, a shifting a square triangle's unit to the right. The second isometries of the plane is reflection. So reflection flips a figure over a line known as the line of reflection, creating a mirror image. So for example, mirroring a shape across a horizontal or vertical line. So example is reflecting a square over the diagonal line. The third we have here is rotation. So rotation turns a figure around a fixed point called the center of rotation. So to maintain the same distance from the center. So good examples are rotating a shape by a certain angle around a given point or turning a rectangle into a 90 degrees counterclockwise or clockwise. And lastly, we have here is dilation. So dilation enlarges or reduces a figure by a scale factor. So it's while preserving its shape but changing its size. So for example, increasing the size of a triangle by a scale factor of 2 or shrinking a circle to a half of its original size. According to Chassel theorem is also known as the fundamental theorem of isometries, which states that every isometry of the plane is a translation, rotation, or composition of translations and rotation. Symmetric patterns are exhibiting symmetry, where parts of the pattern repeats identically across a line or point. So let's explore some types of pattern. Number one pattern that we have here is the rosette pattern. So rosette patterns features radial symmetry with elements arranged symmetrically around a central point. So examples are floral designs with petals radiating outwards from a center or a star patterns with arms extending evenly from a central point. The second pattern that we have here is the frieze pattern. So frieze pattern or repetitive designs that extend infinitely along a line. This is often used in a architectural ornamentation. So for example, are geometric motifs repeated horizontal along a border or a wave patterns adorning the edge of a ancient Greek temples. The third pattern that we have here is the wallpaper pattern. So wallpaper patterns cover the entire plane with repeating motifs exhibiting various types of symmetry. So for example, tessellations of a regular polygon like squares, triangles, or hexagon, or a complex design with a multiple acts of symmetry. And last pattern that we have here is the tessellation. So tessellations are arrangements of shapes that completely cover a surface with any gaps or over without any gaps or overlaps. So they can be created using various shapes and symmetry types. So tessellations are formed by repeating a single shape or combinations of shape to fill a plane with no empty spaces or overlap. So for example is honeycomb patterns formed by hexagons in a beehives or penrose tiles creating non-repeating yet tessellating patterns. And that's the end of the lesson. Thank you for listening and we hope that you learned.